efficient things you could do.
I've got a point of an extremity for you. How about this right here, huh?
Damn, that's a
Don't point one of those at Trump.
that's a fucking loaded SKS-5 or C1C. Secret Service. Secret Service.
Yeah, we're out back.
I got him. He's got the SKS. He pointed it at me.
Take the shot.
So,
Huh.
So,
What's it like being the guy in the room with two white people and not be the one person who got shot? That's got to be like a progressive thing, right?
well, it's a democratic government.
It's more impressive
Welcome
if he could
back.
lick his own small penis.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Sorry, hey.
yeah, Will injected me with another shot of adrenaline, just like at the end of the Shrek video.
Mm-hmm.
You'll learn about that soon. For some reason, we found out recently, adrenaline shots just bring people back when they're shot.
Yeah, our weird.
Also, who
weird
shot me?
alien? Nobody. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay.
Our weird little alien physiology works pretty well with adrenaline shots.
Yeah, it's something strange in our neighborhood.
It's worth noting as sincere medical advice that an adrenaline shot will, in fact, cure a deadly head wound.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
That's what they should have done to the guy that was behind Trump. I don't know why nobody thought about it, but
Well, he didn't
You
get
can
shot
also
off.
you can also rub a little bit of aloe vera on their neck.
or a little bit of dirt. Hell, just rub a little bit of dirt in that wound. That'll
There you
fix
go.
it right up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old Mississippi trick for you.
Just do it till it stops bleeding. Better than a Band-Aid.
Imagine the idiot taking that seriously. He's like, wait, I know what to do. And he just grabs some dirt and starts smearing into your gunshot wound. But
Yeah.
you're like way too weak to be able to do anything. You
We're
can't
also really good at giving
Patrick-
people advice on taking heroin.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that some guy recently? Hold on, Will. Did you see some guy commented on the last podcast that went up and said, do not make bongs out of Gatorade bottles? That you'll inhale the plastic and
The
it'll like...
microplastics, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, don't do that. It's dangerous. I'm glad I got you that little fidget toy so that now if somebody interrupts you or talks over you, you just get to go like, I'll just go right back to my left hand then. I'll just deal with this for a second.
Guess what?
What's that?
Your favorite thing in the world is coming back.
My penis?
Flappy Birds.
Oh, God, I heard about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the NFTs.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. All I heard was
Wait, it's
like,
coming out with the because I heard the original inspiration of the creator.
you are the age to where like Flappy Bird was like probably a huge thing in your childhood.
Massive.
I was already an adult, and I think so was Eric.
Yep.
Everyone had Flappy Birds.
Yeah, I know.
We had like flash games that we could play 5 years prior that were the same game
Yeah.
on Newgrounds, so it didn't really impress us.
Was Flappy Birds the first app that was like a game that everybody had? The first
It
viral
was
app?
Flappy Bird, the Running Man thing.
Yeah, I think so.
And there were a couple more. Angry Birds.
I never had an iPhone, so like
Yeah,
I never
never fucked with that shit.
Yeah, I never got to experience it. Did your parents have like an iPhone? Were you like an iPad kid? Were you like of that generation where you could like play
No,
on
my
an iPad?
parents didn't let me have a phone until I was like 15.
Was that like a monetary thing, or like did they just not want you to have
Nah,
one?
they didn't just want me to have one. Like
Okay.
we got like a family computer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they just wanted to make sure that you couldn't like keep up with your peers, and they wanted to like give you a sense
Oh
of
yeah,
humility.
they repressed the shit. out of
Yeah,
me.
they just wanted to get. I knew a guy that was in college with me who was like, yeah, I never had like a computer or like a phone or anything like that. But what he did have was just a shit ton of books.
Mm-hmm.
Like his whole attic was like all like a library's worth of books. So he learned like everything. You know how like you ingest media and then kind of like learn. Like he didn't have television either. He didn't have radio, so he didn't like ingest culture at all. The only culture he got and he ingested as a child was like fucking Don Quixote and older. That dude ended up being so weird, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really fucking strange," and there's a reason for that. I cannot imagine like that being my way of interacting with culture.
It reminds me of going from homeschool like to 7th grade public school. I could totally relate to the guy.
I'm sure that was great.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a culture shock at all.
Yeah. My dad today said he liked Obama for his first 2 years, and I was amazed and kind of suspicious.
How progressive of your dad.
I know, legitimately though, like actually.
I do mean that.
Yeah, actually, I was like, that's a very progressive thing for my father. My father, who once in a theater saw a black lady on a commercial and then leaned over to me and said, I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I find women like that so attractive. And I was like, just like people who look like that. He was like, black women.
It's okay.
And I was like,
It's fine, man.
Yeah. I swear to God, the look on his face was like it was an actual like sin against. He was like confessing to me that he found black women attractive, and I was like, dude.
I mean, he was married at the time, so I guess there is a little bit of a reasonable taboo to it. I mean, not so much that they're black, but more that he's just.
Well, the weird part is my mother is black, so he's been married to a black woman for like 30 years.
Well, your father is blind.
I forgot. God damn it! Why do I keep forgetting that? He's got all these things
pointing
wrong
out
with him.
people's race on the street, but he is blind.
Yeah.
You know, he can hear it.
And that's why he calls everyone black.
He said they got that lisp. You know, he said their lips are bigger.
They speak urban.
Yeah, they have like a urban accent, as he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Anything Cast, by the way. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
All right. I almost just went. So how do you guys feel about black people?
Oh, God.
We can go on and on.
Generally speaking, I find them all right.
Generally speaking, I find them to be people, and I judge them on a person-by-person basis.
I mean, like,
suck. Some of them are awesome. Most of them are neither here nor there. I find some black women attractive.
Racist. Some? What?
Yeah, some are ugly.
Gross. Look at that. See? I thought he was a leftist. I thought this was a leftist podcast. Did you bring a bigot on the show?
Yeah.
Well, you saw the footages. You know, they were dated 19.
I mean, remember,
39.
black people are just like people to me. So, you know, the rules.
They're
same rules
just
apply.
people. Just people.
Like, you know,
disgusting.
some of them are pretty, some of them are ugly. Most of them are kind of just in between, and
All right, Mel Gibson.
you know, kind of just either
What do
here
you think
nor
the
there,
best
man.
Mel Gibson movie is?
I legitimately thought you were about to be like, who do you think the best black guy is? Like, who's
Obviously, the
black
Passion of
person?
the Christ. You know,
We should really watch that. Not even joking. Like, that's a great movie to watch on
Also,
the show.
Samuel L. Jackson.
James Earl Jones.
are you guys
One
just
up me.
naming famous black
No,
people? You
the
know?
best black man. Who
Best
is the
black man.
best
Samuel
black
L.
man?
Jackson.
He said Samuel L. Jackson.
Because I mean, it's got to be somebody, right? Like, who's the best black
There's-
man?
yeah,
alive
There's
there's
today?
my old buddy.
I guarantee you there's a best white guy.
I mean,
By that measure, there must be a best black guy.
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
It is James Earl Jones. Well, actually, you know what?
James Earl Jones
Rest in
is
peace.
dead.
Rest in peace to a king. Rest in peace. I guess it goes to Samuel L. Jackson now.
Wesley Snipes.
Damn, Wesley Snipes is cool though.
He's pretty cool.
He's
Yeah.
cool,
I thought he had
but he's
anger
also in
issues.
prison.
Does
So
he have anger
No, he's
issues?
not.
is he not
That was
anymore?
years ago, dude. He just was in Deadpool 3.
Oh, I thought I legitimately thought he got like 25 years for that.
Spoilers. He plays Blade again in Deadpool 3.
Does he really?
Yep, sure does.
Oh, that's cool.
Who is it who has
Yeah.
anger issues? Who can't play Rodney? And you
No,
know?
he just had tax issues.
Yeah.
IRS issues.
Oh,
It is said that
Christian Bale has anger issues. He's the one that said, "Do you want me to trash your fucking lights?" There's that recording of him like screaming at the.
that guy was being super unprofessional though. He had like interrupted the shot like 3 times.
Yeah,
prior.
yeah.
Like he was being an idiot. And
It's
then
weird
he
that
got
the
sick of it and
talent
yelled at him.
would go out of their way to yell at the lights guy though. That's the director's job. Like that
Maybe
is
the director
I bet
was
he was somebody's fucking
maybe
cousin.
maybe who did the Batman movies? Nolan. Maybe Nolan went
which
like,
ones? Nolan
It was
or
Nolan's,
the
yeah.
Christopher
okay.
Nolan.
I was gonna say
Maybe
Shoemaker made
Nolan
the,
was like about to like he was like speaking he like and then like
and then Bale just went
Bell
nuts.
went nuts on him. But it 3 times happened. Shouldn't it like twice Nolan should have been like, hey guy, would ya
Yeah, pay
fucking
fucking
quit.
attention. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
Also, it was on the set of Terminator, but you know.
I thought no, it was the Batman movie.
Did Nolan make a Terminator movie?
I know
No,
Christian
he did
Bale was
not.
in
Okay.
the Terminator movie.
Yeah, he was in the one that took place during the actual robot war, where there was
Days
like
of
that
Future
prototype
Past.
I don't know who
Terminator
directed
dude.
that then.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the Batman.
Is that the one where they
set.
blew up a gas station?
It's like every Terminator
What's
movie.
your
No, like they
favorite-
blew up a real gas station for this movie.
I really don't know. It, as it said, took place post-apocalypse,
What's
so
your
I don't
favorite
think so. I think
Terminator
that was,
movie?
2.
Yeah, it's, I
It
mean, it's
has
kind of got to be
You're so
2.
It's gotta be
vanilla. You're
2.
so fucking vanilla.
I thought that the newest
Yeah.
one was actually pretty fun, though.
Three.
If you fell in
3 is
3 is so fun. 3 gets a bad rap. People talk such mad shit on Terminator 3. They were like, Terminator 3 ruined the franchise. But if you rewatch it, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen it. It looks all right, though.
Oh, it's awful. Like, it's so bad that it's just enjoyable and fun.
Okay.
It's one of the
The
only
fight's so
it's
cool.
campy as
Got the
shit.
talk
They
to the
ride a
hand line.
crane through a building.
Yeah, dude, the
Arnold
scene where
Schwarzenegger actually took a pay cut and paid that out of his salary because he wanted the shot to happen.
That's
really
awesome.
And they were having budget problems at the time.
there's
so
a
he
scene
was
in
just
that
like,
movie
"Fuck it."
where what's the lady's name? Jane Connor?
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. There's a scene in Terminator 3 where they go to Sarah Connor's grave and then like dig her up, and then they're like, she's dead, why are we digging her up?
There's
And
just
then
guns in there.
yeah, it's just shit ton of guns.
I don't think her corpse is even in there.
No, and then like that's the only reason. So there's a scene with Arnold Schwarzenegger carrying a coffin over his arm and like shooting a shotgun at like a Terminator. It's just, that's such a campy idea that it's perfect.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It's a fun step up from the second movie where he's got the box of roses.
Oh, the box of roses bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am
I
I
showed
the
that to
only
my
one that
wife
wanted that
recently.
shotgun?
You can still get stuff like it.
You can, yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
can buy like exactly that type of shotgun.
There's actually some really nice 410s on the
They
market
used
right
a
now.
real shotgun?
Yeah, actually, the
Yeah,
guy who
it
played
is
the
a real
Liquid
shotgun,
Terminator,
yeah.
they actually shot and killed him on set. The rest of the movie, he's just CG. That's how they got away with making him liquid and everything.
Oh.
In that
real-
Roses scene, when he shot him, that was real, actually.
They
He
shot that
him
last.
Yeah, that
They
was
shot, they
last.
shot a
last.
real life cop.
Yeah, they just got a real cop. The guy who played the T-1000 in that, he's gone on to have like a real career. And he's
Well,
like,
I would
dude-
hope so. He
Dude was
in the-
fucking insane. He one thing that he did for the T-1000 rule is he would actually go to gun ranges every single day so that he could practice keeping his eyes wide open and not moving every time he shoots a gun.
oh,
So
that's
that he
so
wouldn't
awesome.
blink or do anything because he was like a robot wouldn't flinch or blink or anything like that. He'd keep both eyes wide open. You know?
Another cool fact about this guy is that he got so good at running. That,
Oh, yeah.
he could do that robot breathing run supposedly for hours.
Oh my God.
No, the funniest thing about that though is, you know that awesome moped John Connor had that we all wanted as children?
Yeah.
He could keep up with that.
He outran it. He had to run slower during that scene.
That wasn't even his top
could-
fucking speed, dude.
He could out accelerate a fucking moped on foot.
What is that guy's name?
Oh, I forget, but
Patrick, put him up on screen.
Dude,
and, like
props
play
to
some
that
applause.
man.
Yeah, real actor shit. That's the
some
kind of
hardcore shit.
I mean, that is the stuff that as like young actors we wanted to do growing
That was
up.
that like 90s era shit where like practical effects were still there and digital effects had just gotten to the point where the people who were smart about it didn't use them to create like the entire image itself. Instead, they would make these massive animatronics and shit like that and like blow up a whole fucking like gas truck under a bridge.
Yeah.
And then like use the CGI to just kind of like doctor the edges around.
Whoever that
for
guy
everything.
is, I'm putting that guy up for best white guy.
Mhm.
He's up there. That's best white guy.
Good examples of that are like the dinosaur effects in Jurassic Park. Those are like touched up with CGI to make them like move better and shit like that. Anytime you see the T-Rex like walk across the screen for a second, that's like a CGI thing.
What
and
is it,
then
Will?
like the Terminator stuff where like the liquid Terminator and shit.
Okay, James Cameron Spielberg, who's another famous 80s
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
80s or
Schumacher.
90s.
Schumacher's
Schumacher.
Okay,
made
okay,
a
okay.
bunch of like shitty.
Who is the best 80s director?
Are we counting George Lucas?
No.
Because he made stuff in the
Ooh.
70s, but like he continued to make stuff.
What about Paul Verhoeven?
Maybe, yeah.
Do we count the guy who talks like this? All right. I really, really fucking like feet.
Quentin
And that's my
Tarantino.
fucking problem, okay?
Quentin
Quentin
Tarantino.
Tarantino. Do we count him? He made shit in the 80s.
Yeah, anyone who made shit in the 80s.
I'm going to have to give it to fucking
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick. I guess he made some stuff in the 80s. I thought he made like mostly 90s films though. Kubrick was like a big 90s guy, wasn't he?
Most of the guys who made films in the 90s started off in the 80s.
Who was
Spielberg
the
stared Jaws was from the 70s. Isn't that wild to think
that is
about?
wild.
Apparently my
Like-
dad when he was a kid that was the scariest movie he had ever seen.
It holds up pretty well, all things considered.
I
heard that-
disagree. I think Jaws looks like shit.
You
I don't know.
look
I thought
like
it was still
shit.
scary.
I
and,
am
like,
shit. All right. I know. Don't just please. Can we move on from this? I live perpetually with this feeling, and you're putting me down on the show, and I don't know how much longer I can take it.
It smells all the time.
It probably doesn't help that his wife is very muscular and has a very specific scat fetish that involves her holding
Can we
him
please
down
stop
and
talking about...
having just all of the
Stop!
diarrhea on his chest.
Stop!
I don't like when she
It's impossible
meows
to
like
ignore.
a cat when she does it.
You guys, come on, please.
She puts on those little
In
like
that long,
the claw shoes and then
grown-
just kind of like scratches his stomach
God.
and lets it get in there.
You know
like-
how uncomfortable this makes me. This isn't fair.
I mean, I think we need to talk about it, man. Like, I'm not sure how much me and Will can keep watching this, man. Like, we're concerned.
James Cameron, though, probably best
James
80s,
Cameron?
80s director. Yeah.
You think James Cameron?
Yeah. He's probably...
I feel like Spielberg is just too classic. E.T., Jurassic Park.
In my opinion, if it's like directing that we're talking about, like his skill as a director, not like the movies that he's been attached to, I fucking hate Spielberg's like style of directing. I
Really?
don't. Yeah, everything's so.
Because you
fucking,
hate whimsical shit.
You know, it's just sterile. Everything he makes is like
No, he
sterilized
makes
for family
he makes
movies.
whimsical
He makes family movies.
family movies, yeah.
And
I don't
it's
know. I think he does make.
can't
stuff
tell me it's
like
not
that,
whimsical.
but,
no,
like,
it is whimsical, but that's not the part I hate about it. I mean,
I feel like it
Indiana-
is, though. I feel like what you hate about it is the whimsy.
There's some really strong moments in like Jurassic Park and the Lost World, its immediate sequel, that I think give him a lot of like range for things. Like you can see that old Jaws influence he has, where he's good at like making something scary.
He has really cool cinematography too. He does that thing where he'll do like car chases, and then he'll be in a car with a camera and then like film the like people fighting on a real car.
What part of his style
His
do
stunts
you
are
not
cool.
like?
Is it the colors? I don't like the way he uses lights.
What about the mid '90s Spielberg cartoon shows like the Tiny Toons and the Animaniacs and
Spielberg did Animaniacs?
Yes, he did.
Surely somebody else had a hand in that. Spielberg can't
Absolutely.
animate. What was he, director, writer? What did he do?
He was the main producer first and foremost. And he was the major champion of those shows being made in the first place and hiring all the talented comedians and animators that wrote for it and the like.
I didn't know that.
That's why they constantly have him in the show. He voices himself
Did you do
several times.
Freakazoid? Is Freakazoid one of his
Freakazoid, yes.
properties? Freakazoid is, to this day, still one of the best animated shows ever created, in my
Loved it.
opinion. It's it just holds up. It's such like a, I don't know, it's a time capsule of that era in like perpetuity. Or did he make Earthworm Jim?
I don't know if he had anything to do with that. Some of the
No.
creators of Animaniacs or Tiny Toons might have had something to do with that. but I
Earthworm
don't
Jim's
know.
creator, I know, is like famous for like a he's homophobic. He's
Oh,
like
that's-
wildly homophobic.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's like not a great dude. Like he made a lot of great stuff, but he himself is like not a very good person.
Hmm.
He's one of those like ridiculously right wing like freedoms type of dudes who's just gets mad about any slight liberal thing that California does.
I see.
I wonder if he's like for legalizing marijuana, because he strikes me as the type of dude who'd be like vehemently against it. I can't remember his name. Patrick, put him up on screen. He's famous in his own right for just kind of being an asshole, kind of like Keanu. I almost said Keanu Reeves.
The opposite of Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves?
he's like the opposite of
more
Kanye
like a modern.
West.
I was gonna say more like a modern H.P. Lovecraft, where it's just like his works are great.
Oh my God.
Don't ask what his cat's name is.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know,
Is
like he's
Kanye West the modern H.P. Lovecraft?
no,
Mm,
no.
does he have a dog named Cracker or something?
I hope so.
Like he's got a dog that he's named.
Bro. No white people are offended by the word cracker. Don't pretend.
Mate.
Don't elevate that word.
He's got a
Karens
dog
are-
named
to
Peckerwood.
actually mean something. I mean, I might be a little scared if a bunch of black people ran up at me screaming it, but honestly, I've been called cracker by a lot of black people. It's not threatening.
I'd be scared if a
thing
bunch
to
of black
hear.
people ran up on me screaming anything.
Yeah, that's more of a
That's-
context-based
Yeah, it's
problem there.
really.
like-
If there's no context and a bunch of black people are running at me, I'm going to be like, damn, Mel Gibson was right.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of like
happening.
context is important. It's kind of like the man versus bear thing.
Will was like,
You know,
no.
it's just like
This is why we don't have subscribers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100. It's me, pretty much. If you guys ran a show by yourself, you'd already be famous.
he drags us down a
Really?
great deal. If we weren't incredibly lazy and
If we would just do the editing.
we would just do the editing and kick him out. I mean,
we wouldn't have to deal with Bambi anymore.
What if you guys just Patrick put up Bambi?
I would still edit Bambi in every now and again. Not gonna lie.
I could teach you two to edit. I already taught Will how to edit. He just won't do it. I could teach both of you. It's super easy. It takes literally like an hour to teach someone how to edit, and then they know how to do it for forever.
But then I'm on a schedule.
Yeah, I know. You're already on a schedule. We do this every Sunday. By the way, it's Tuesday we're doing this because Will's fucking schedule.
I had to
And
go
have
on
a
a
schedule
trip.
at work.
Yeah, you had to go to fucking Florida and go fishing.
I got sunburnt.
What if? Why don't you just invite us, and we could have been out there fishing and podcasting?
Well,
There's
Would've been
nothing
pretty cool.
better than those two things combined.
I mean, you guys said you had that meeting with.
Oh yeah, Ghost Club.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'd get fired if I just took 5 days off of work or something. They don't, you don't just take off randomly with very little.
Yeah, you
I
have
thought
to.
You got like
I thought you went
ask
ahead,
off like a month.
I thought you
ahead
went
or
ahead,
so.
took out 5 days to go ghost hunting with Patrick.
Well, it was well, we called it ghost hunting for our employers, but it was Ghost Club. We go out. We're
Club
dressed.
ghosts.
No, we're dressed as ghosts
Mhm.
out in the woods.
Mhm.
Sometimes I mean we
they
do all
usually
sorts of stuff.
they light a large lantern.
Yeah, well, we light a
it's,
large object on fire.
Yeah, it's in
Tremont.
Tremont.
Yeah, it's in Tremont. That's where we meet up
it's
generally.
a nice getaway.
You dress like Ghost?
Yeah, I mean, well, we're not like
yeah.
translucent, but we are wearing
Oh,
like white.
How many ghosts
Mhm.
like go to the Ghost Club?
Most of Tremont. I mean, what's the population of Tremont?
Pretty much all
Oh,
of
so
Tremont.
it's like a
Take that and like
it's like a
minus
whole
about
town
like
festival.
20 or
Yeah,
30 people who
absolutely.
were like sick or something that day.
Yeah, they
Like,
well.
because obviously it'd be hard to get everyone there at exactly the same time.
Then
'Cause
there's
that-
always like a
someone's
few,
on vacation. You know,
People are having a great time. People are literally hanging from trees, like swinging from trees and shit.
Oh yeah, it was
It's-
a real,
Wow.
Yeah,
real
it's awesome.
shindig.
Yeah,
Shindig.
people fucking love it
And
down there.
what was this thing that they set up like a bonfire?
Yeah, we have like
Kinda like a bonfire.
It's kind of like a
yeah.
bonfire. It's like a large fire that's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We dance around
dance
to do some
ar-
chanting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is like
Yeah.
everyone welcome?
Nah,
Like all of Tremont.
yeah. I mean, like
Well,
there's.
yeah.
I
So,
mean,
like-
you know,
But, like,
basically
could,
the
like,
whole
people-
town's there.
Could friends come?
I mean, like, I mean,
like certain friends.
the kind
Certain
of friends most of us have.
Yes, yeah. The kind
Well, and I'm guessing like you guys had this after sundown.
it was after sundown on Sunday is generally when it had because it's almost like
were like
prayer.
people coming in from out of town once the sun was going down, or like were they leaving?
There were a few people coming in,
We
people
sometimes bring other people in.
a small group of
Mhm,
people.
Sometimes, certain
And it's not
groups.
usually us. It's like some other people that like facilitate this.
Mhm.
And, those people are the ones that are having fun.
We have a lot of connections with the
Who-
church and the
who
local police
organizes?
department. No, I'm
Oh,
just
yeah. And the Daughters of the American Revolution
Yeah.
and the Sons of the
kidding.
American
We're a
Revolution.
community organization.
Yeah, that's
who,
what it is.
Who like organized this?
There's like a guy, he's the grand something or another. I don't remember what his name
Wow,
is.
he sounds important.
It's very magical.
Oh,
He's,
yeah.
It's
We
it's
have
a-
parades.
yeah.
Mhm.
We have parades every now and
We
again.
celebrate local culture.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely. We wear crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Very religious.
It's super religious.
We have a
organization.
close association with some local churches. Yes.
Yeah, and some government officials, as a matter of fact.
Probably some police officers too.
Oh, tons
Oh,
of
yeah,
them. Tons.
a bunch of them.
Most police officers, actually.
Outside in the counties, I mean, it's like a 70% range.
A lot of them come in from Alabama. The
Mhm.
Alabama Police Department, it's just dude, it's
Strangely
most-
large amount of people from Ohio.
Weirdly.
You would never think, but a lot of our group.
Did you guys see pictures of that?
origins out
Apparently, like in Springfield, like the fucking Klan has shown up in Springfield.
Okay,
Ohio.
no
Yeah.
shit. They like developed in Ohio first. Like it actually developed in
I
a
thought it
northern
developed
state and
in
then branched down.
Tennessee first.
No, it was like straight up north of the Mason-Dixon. I shit you not.
Yeah, because it was Democrats. Didn't you know that? The
I didn't
Klan
know-
was started by
I
Democrats.
didn't know that.
I hate that as a talking point. I
Well,
just want
it's
to.
disingenuous.
It is. It's such a bad faith thing to say. I'm like,
is.
yes, I know the
Like-
Klan was started by Democrats. I guarantee you the Republicans started something equally horrendous.
That's like attributing or blaming shit that the Democratic Greeks did
Well,
Yes.
on like the
it
Democratic
doesn't matter
Party.
because the party's changed.
It's like the Democratic Party developed philosophy. It's like the Democratic Party would regularly rape and sacrifice children to their gods occasionally. Like, like the
realistically,
ancient Greeks were not.
Realistically,
on the
there
up and
are
up on
probably
everything.
plenty, and I mean this in like the most sincere good faith argument sense. I guarantee there are plenty of like modern day Democrats that are in the KKK.
Probably.
Like it's
least a
literally
few.
just a power thing. It's kind of like the skull and the bones hollow or whatever.
It's people like Dick Cheney or people who don't know how to shut the fuck
Eric,
up about
Eric,
it. Like
Eric, before you start naming people, allegedly it's people like Dick Cheney.
Allegedly, it's people like Dick Cheney who know when to
Yeah.
shut their fucking mouth, or
Yes.
it's people like Donald Trump who don't.
Yeah.
But where like realistically they could give a single fuck about like the specific like laws, loyalties, morals, and ethics of what they're doing.
Because it's just a
They're
power thing.
Yeah, it's a lowest common denominator thing. They just need to say the right things to the right people that they think will hit the biggest number that will allow them to have the power.
what
next.
issue? Okay, if we're gonna. Speaking of that,
Mhm.
actually, speaking of just like saying the right thing to get you into the power, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Politics.
it's well to say there are some issues that I think, for example, and you could do this with Kamala, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Trump.
Okay.
What issue do you think like he's just adopted into his like belief that he does not believe? That like what's the biggest issue? I think it's the Second Amendment
I was gonna say guns
because
It's
like he did Manhattan.
He
I
grew
don't-
up in New York.
I don't think he cares
like-
about guns at
yeah.
all.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
And I think several times he's been quoted like he'd rather be able to take them.
I don't
probably.
doubt it. It's really
I would
it's
say
definitely.
the first thing that came to my mind was Christianity.
That too.
That
Damn,
man
that's a
does
good one.
not believe in
No.
a god.
What is your
Like
favorite
I
Bible
do not
verse?
believe that. Oh, I'm sure he's got a few
no.
memorized. He
No,
knows
he
PR.
doesn't. They asked him that question and he did not.
And then he sold
He
a
never
fucking.
answered that question.
And then he sold
He couldn't
Bibles.
remember the ones he'd written down anymore. Like I don't know. He wasn't prepared for that.
It's fucking weird. I get it though. You can't run as a politician in America and not be Christian. You immediately lose so much of the vote.
Obama
Yeah.
was Muslim.
You know what? And that's right up there with the Democrats started the KKK.
Yeah.
And just like, yes, it's true. Both of those are
Disingenuous
they're just
statements.
true, just actual true
I
statements.
don't think Obama was ever Muslim.
No, he wasn't.
I was told so many times that he swore on the Quran.
Yeah, me too. That was
Yeah.
a big thing here, especially
That's,
in high school.
Just a straight up lie.
You think that was an Alex Jones thing?
No, he was
Who
not
fucking
around.
knows?
It was a-
My coworker
it was a
today who
Fox News
loves
thing.
Alex
Who
Jones
cares?
was
Is that really worthy of research or attention after the fact at this point?
well, we
Like,
should know who's lying to us.
everyone.
we know.
That's the answer to that. Everyone is lying to you.
Don't give a vague them. I
I-
hate vague them.
It's they.
That's the trick. It's
quote
like,
unquote.
It's most of them. Everyone who has an agenda, which is basically
Don't get me wrong.
all
There
of them.
are good.
It's like
Who's
most
behind this.
most of the people you hear about, who is a very, very small actual percentage of the people, are the ones who do like bad things and the like. It's like because Jew holds normal job and doesn't fit stereotypes isn't a newsworthy thing. Like you want to hear about
that would
the
be
bad,
a good Onion article, though.
Yeah,
that's a good
I'm sure
Onion
there are
article.
some like that. yeah.
Probably.
Hey,
Where it's just like
Jew goes bankrupt.
did we talk
like
about
just
the Trojan horse like 2 or 3 episodes ago?
like the legitimate one, like the actual one?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, so I was thinking about this the other day, and
About the Trojan horse?
yeah, and
Okay.
you know how like the Greeks, the
The Trojans with
Trojan
their horse.
War happened.
Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
The Helen of
And-
Troy.
You know how like
we'll exaggerate
how that
in
was
the
a
books,
real
but
thing that happened
Yeah.
in like
It's
actual history.
contested that like how real it
There's
is, but there's a
enough
general
evidence
idea.
to suggest that
A
there
real
was some
war
shit
of Troy
there.
happened, like because the Romans thought like they descended from the Trojans.
Yes.
That might be bullshit, but
It's might be propaganda from the Romans.
What we
but
know is
they-
that the Greeks fucking
they
hated the
considered
Trojans.
it, and we can like recount from what they say to what the Greeks said, and it kind of lines up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well,
What
they've
about
always-
the Trojan horse, bro? Like, where are you going with this?
my
Yeah.
point being is, you know how like Homer made up a lot of shit where it's like the Greek gods came down.
Right,
And,
might
like,
just
would
been
help.
parroting old stories that he'd heard about it.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. No, what I'm trying to say is, I hope that part's like legitimately true. Like,
Like the Greek gods came
no,
down.
no. That the
the
horse was
thing?
real.
Oh,
There's
that's.
I hope
It's
that's one of
definitely
those.
possible.
I just hope that's one of those stupid moments in history that shouldn't have worked at all, but it somehow did. But it's so unbelievable that like
The idea is that they
no
like
way
worship
was true.
Poseidon or something, right? And he's the god of horses. And then they were like, "Oh, it's an offering to the gods." And they were
Something
like,
like that, yeah.
And then they were
Well,
like,
the
well,
idea
it's-
that like the Greeks are at war with you, and then they're like, "Oh, here's a gift for the wedding."
Yeah, I think that the general thought process was like,
no
okay,
one's that big of a douchebag. That was
we're-
probably the general thought
well, like,
process.
we're gonna like give up and sail back home. So as kind of a like, all right, truce. Like we're leaving, and also as like a sacrifice to like Poseidon specifically, they took apart some of the boats. I'm sure they didn't need quite as many anymore, considering a lot of them were dead, and they built him into this big horse statue. And it's just like, here you go. It's an offering to Poseidon. It's an offering to your city. And it assures us safe travel as we go back home and leave you guys alone.
That's like that Chinese thing where like a very similar
Yeah, where
thing
you
happened.
put both your cocks into that paper thing and then they get stuck together and then you're like, oh no. And then you grab onto his cock and just... Wait, what Chinese thing?
That's a different kind of
I
Trojan.
like it when you have to like
but-
smush into your buddy who's like
yeah, you gotta
that
like
looking.
press the heads together.
Yeah,
And then you can
'cause
be
they,
like-
they look at you and you look at them and it's like awkward for a couple seconds, but then,
And then you kind of get to ask like, I mean...
you're like, do you want to
You
get
get anything?
out?
No.
You get anything out of this?
No, well, you have that moment where you
Would that feel good?
no.
That would probably
I'll
feel
probably
good.
give you like a pinch or a paper cut.
It
Those are
give
made
you
of,
like a little bit of a boner.
bamboo.
No, if you got like a really long one and you stuck two dicks in it and then you like
no,
pulled away
boner
and
would
they're like
be the-
squunched together.
a
If you
boner would
humped
be
into
the
You
each
could
other,
just get like a double-ended like...
what if like you were soft
pocket
at
pussy
first,
thing.
but then you got a boner with that bamboo paper?
Ooh.
do you think you could? Do you think your dick has enough torque to where you could break the bamboo like by extending? I feel kind of confident I might be able to.
I think I might could girth my way out.
Yeah, see? Okay. Trojan, are you listening? We got a new idea for you. Big bucks, dude.
YouTube video idea. Tutorial on how to get out of Chinese.
Okay, that's a good idea. Like it's an act we just play it completely straight. We're just standing next to each other with like a towel over us in the middle, and we're like, here's our tutorial on how to get out of a Chinese trap. All right, you thrust a little bit. No, the other way. All right. Back a little bit.
Oh.
I'm
No,
getting
you-
kind of
You go forward. I'll go back a little bit.
then one of us just like moans a little bit. What? No, nothing. Nothing.
It's good. Just pull a little again on your end.
I gotta just devolves into both of them trying not to look like they're getting aroused. That's not bad.
Just
That's
gets
not a bad video idea.
slowly gayer and gayer as it goes on.
That's a good idea for a video. We should make that.
I kind of miss the days when me
The cat
going up,
wants out. Will, would you open the door?
me going up and making these like big jokes, and like half the joke is just that it's really gay. And it's just like in high school, I felt like I was being like brave and transgressive and like helping out
By making
like, the
a gay joke?
LGBT community, because down here in the South, especially in the early 2000s, like people were just like, don't talk about it.
It's weird, isn't it? Like-
And then like I felt like I was championing them, and also they didn't bother me, and I had a lot of gay friends.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with you.
Local man has one black friend.
Don't touch the Dybbuk box. It took forever to get that thing in there.
You will not
Jesus.
believe how much money I paid for that. There was this guy
Go
who had
ahead.
it like a museum or something.
Actually, can I guess?
Let me just say, he
Yeah,
had to
go
have
for
a
it.
rabbi
Okay,
come
hey,
over
Eric,
to
Eric,
help
Eric,
make that,
Eric,
and he was not circumcised beforehand.
Eric,
so
we are going to play. We're going to play The Price is Right,
Mhm.
Oh,
but
shit.
that box, and see if we can guess the closest price below,
Oh
or
my God,
the
just my
exact
dick
right. If you go above, you bust. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, it's an unbelievable price. He said that's our only hint.
Unbelievable.
Keep
So
in mind,
think of how much it would
it is
cost, and then go wildly off of
It is
that.
cursed by a Jewish demon.
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm gonna say the 3 big K.
3 big K.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
That's
300
300 grand
No,
or
3,000.
3,000
3,000 for that box.
for a box possessed by a demon.
An actual 6,000-year-old Jewish demon.
Uh-huh.
You're pricing that at $3K.
Oh, yeah.
What's your answer, Eric? What do you think?
Well, I'm not going to go to hell out of sheer disrespect for God, so I'm just going to go ahead and say what he was too pussy to say. $300K.
All right. I got it for free. The guy just gave it away. You wouldn't believe it. He said he had like headaches and shit. I mean, when I said earlier that I paid an unbelievable price, I mean that I ever since having it, it's like, look at my hand.
I mean,
Oh.
I will say
it's like the fingers are like actually falling off.
I will say it's
Yeah,
kind of
looks
funny
kinda
how
like
local
leprosy.
children around the neighborhood keep going missing.
You do
Yeah,
have
that's,
the nosebleeds and migraines a lot. You've talked about it before. I never kind of made the
Hey,
connection.
My hair's been falling out. I don't even know.
Why do you have a bunch of children's clothes in your corner of your house nowadays?
Why
Those
do
are
I
for my
constant-
nieces. Those are for the kids that come over.
You've talked about your niece before, but I've never actually seen her.
It's 'cause,
She goes. Well, I think she goes to again. She's in a different town.
yeah, she lives in Canada.
That's what he says.
Oh.
She's like she comes down here. She like lives in Canada most of the time.
I'm
You know,
surprised she visits that often.
She likes the cold.
She's always in the other room with like your wife or something, though. She's
Yeah.
never actually around.
know what's
I never
fun?
see them.
I have never met Kara once, but I've only heard her voice like down the hall,
Mm-hmm.
it's
and I think that's
Sometimes
so
she says like the
interesting.
exact same things too. It's almost like NPC, like she's only got so many lines recorded. It's the damnedest shit.
I mean, yeah, but who cooks my meals then, huh? Who washes my dishes and cleans my clothes?
I don't know. I mean, it's always just kind of sitting out when we get here.
See,
I mean,
that's some- that's proof.
I never see him cooking.
see,
I never see him doing his clothes.
because I'm a man. Will I would never.
Exactly.
Disgusting.
And if Kara wasn't here, why can we hear her voice down the hallway?
That makes sense.
Also, why do I have so many cats?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got
Huh.
less cats now than I had about a week ago, but you know.
They always look different too.
Anyways, how are you guys feeling about like personal robots around the house? You guys gonna get one of those when real like upstand like
I mean, fuck, man, don't you own a Roomba?
you'll be like
I have a
50,
Roomba.
you know, probably by the time that
And
they're
the
like.
answer is
a
you
thing.
already own one.
I don't have a Roomba.
I didn't have a Eric, why did you say that? Like I had a personal problem with owning a robot.
Oh, okay, so now the communist says owning
thing
sentient
good.
things
Eric,
is fine.
the communist
Okay.
dream is to have robots do all the work for you. What the fuck are you talking about? Haven't you ever played it? What's that game? Atomic Heart?
Yeah,
God,
clearly,
Atomic Heart. Did you
clearly
play
this
Atomic
man
Heart?
has-
I loved Atomic Heart.
Isn't that made by the guy who made Undertale?
I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I was busy playing Detroit Become Human over here, so
a better robot game. Will, how about that?
I did not like Detroit Become Human.
And yet you loved Beyond Two Souls.
There's another game
Nathan!
called Sleeper Citizen. It's an RPG and it is so good.
Sleeper Citizen.
Yes,
Oh.
I highly recommend it to
that's the
everyone and
Japanese
anyone who
one with the where you
listens to
follow
this.
the girl on the train.
I don't even know what this is. This is kind of
It's
cool.
a
looking.
cool ass RPG.
It does look cool. Is it like a visual novel though? Because if it's a
It's-
visual novel, that's gay, and I'm not playing
It's
it.
hard to explain. There's not like
I don't know. I like Danganronpa.
there's not like it's not like
I
like
hate
things.
it. I
but
hate
it
that.
is an RPG.
Okay. There's like, what do you mean when you say it's an RPG? Do
Like
you mean that there's
you have
stats,
stats,
you
you have
level up?
classes.
Okay, so there's RPG elements.
Yeah.
What is the other part of the game? What
RPG
kind of
elements
RPG?
and
Is it a
costs.
It's
visual
a-
novel RPG?
Kinda, yeah. Like
Okay.
there's gameplay elements where like you have energy, you have to balance your energy.
like Danganronpa.
I don't know what that means.
You've
Stop
ne-
speaking
you don't know what
French
dank-
at me.
You don't know what Danganronpa is?
Stop speaking French.
Dadgum Ron Paul. You've never heard of it?
I Danganronpa is that thing that like kids like Danganronpa.
The
It's
fuck
like
is
such a-
this?
It's like it's the big famous one.
I like
that's
how
got
you know it so well, but you can't fucking
What's that
explain
like
it to me.
battle royale thing where it happens in
It's
a
the one that's got
school?
the really shitty character designs and everything looks like ass.
It's a
You've seen
super
this before.
Exaggerated character
Oh,
designs.
Aaron likes that.
Yeah,
It's
I
got,
bet. Aaron likes everything. Aaron doesn't hate any. I can't look at Patrick. Put up any art from Danganronpa. I cannot look at that and then take it seriously at all.
It does look
The
gross.
point is, it's got like a lot of contrast. It's got like the super, stylized art going on.
No, because like
It's super
not,
stylized
it's
by
not
like a
super-
12-year-old.
It's not a pure visual novel. Because there's like a whole map you can roam around, and like you have to unlock areas.
It's
and-
not Katawa Shoujo.
Not familiar with that one.
That's the one where it's all the disabled girls, and it's got the girl that's the burn victim, and one of them has like no legs.
Yeah, it's not like that.
I'm not familiar with
You
that.
don't know what
at
Katawa
all.
It's not
Shoujo
like
is?
Doki Doki
Nope.
Literature Club.
Katawa Shoujo is the most famous, was the big first like visual novel, in my opinion, that I know of, that like the internet loved. It was made out of a joke on 4chan where everybody was like, don't you just want like a girl with no legs that you can take care of and like she'll love you and she won't have legs?
Wouldn't have thought that the first big visual novel game came off the Guru subreddit, but okay.
You know what was a cool game that came off the TG subreddit? Chapter Master.
Ooh, Chapter
TG.
Master rules.
Yeah, it
Chapter
does.
Master's so cool. I mean, like it didn't fucking last long, but
An armless girl painting with her feet.
yeah, that's what that is.
I mean, that's very empowering to the disabled. That's
Here's all
fine.
the disabled girls. This one's Hatcher put up all the girls. This one's burned. This one has no arms. This one's retarded or something. This one's retarded, and that one's ugly or something. She's blonde.
Why are there two retarded girls, not like deaf girls?
Because I mean, that's definitely like what people wanted.
Okay.
They just wanted to fuck. I mean, like that's what every man really wants, is to like have like a Down syndrome.
So this is like a
hole.
sex thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, how
mean,
can you look at this
I
and say
mean-
it's not a sex thing?
look at the feet,
Yeah.
girl.
They're basically like perfect. They're 16. They're
It's like this,
wounded.
this VTuber girl who keeps popping up on my feed, even though I've never clicked on anything from her,
It's
and never
Gura,
heard of
isn't
her.
it? It's Gura, isn't it?
No, it's Buff Pup.
Buff Pup.
I don't know. She's got like a dog aesthetic going on, or a fox, or a
Is
wolf
she buff as in
aesthetic.
she's like muscular?
She's got like a muscular werewolf form, so that she can go back and forth from busty dog girl.
I
to,
think you've got Will looking it up right now. Will's like,
to, like,
all of this sounds
muscle
immediately
mommy
in my,
werewolf girl.
That's all in Will's interest.
And
every
like
single
I've
bit of that.
learned all of this just by like her videos being suggested to me for no reason. And I'm just like,
God
I don't know
damn
who
it.
this is.
What is it, Will?
My guy won't trade me in my fantasy league.
Bro ain't like us, man.
Damn.
He just ain't even into it.
Damn, poor guy.
He had a chance to look this up and to be a part of this conversation.
No,
and
he started
just-
playing
he bailed
fantasy
on
football.
us.
Yeah, just fantasy
He
football all the way.
completely checked out, man. We were talking about VTuber thirst traps, and he's just like, "Damn, my fantasy football league be
Do you
lacking."
feel like VTubers prey on being thirst traps a little too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's probably the one thing that keeps me from being into VTubers.
I
I
mean-
don't like the fact that the idea is that they're one of two things. They're either a thirst trap or they're like cute
Yeah, I'm not
girl
into
doing
idol.
cute thing.
I'm not into idol culture.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you got Buff Pup, which is your common thirst trap, and then you have like Iron Mouse or something, which is your cute girl.
You know, I
say
do like
cute
Iron
things.
Mouse. I'm not gonna lie.
She's all right.
I don't
but
like
mean,
look her up
like, it's-
specifically, but out of the VTubers, I like her a lot.
They're
again,
manipulative
They're fine, but like,
by design.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very, as he said, it's just kind of manipulative by design. Am I mad at Iron Mouse for taking advantage of a trend and not being entirely insufferable to listen to? No, good for her. Like,
So how are we okay
great
with
deal.
VTubers, but not okay with the man who frauded Spotify?
Wait, who said we were okay with VTubers? Is this because I'm a VTuber? Are you taking this
Yes.
out on me?
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
let
see
you
the
know.
connection there.
I'll let you know. My addiction to VTubing ended a long time ago, and I am in recovery.
It's a very reachy, loose connection, but the idea of if VTubers are designed to manipulate their viewers in order to get them to lose the most amount of cash
That's just
to
capitalism,
the
bro.
pop culture, whatever management industry that they're in, why are we okay with that, but not okay with a essentially? And one could argue they're
Fraud.
So
you're
what do you-
saying you're saying they're two different type of grifters.
Yeah.
Why are we okay with one grifter, not the other? The answer, Will, is I hate both of them. I do not like VTubers
what Will
at
is
all.
saying is, if you're okay buying all these fancy electronics with like the lithium and the child slave mines, then how is it any different from all the child porn that you're purchasing?
That's
I mean,
right. The one
they're
thing
all
that
like child slaves being forced against their will to do terrible things. What's the difference?
if there's two things that I've learned doing this show with Will that he loves, it's evading his taxes and child porn. Those are like
he's a big fan of Vosh.
He never shuts up about it. As a matter of fact, I am amazed that we've gotten how many episodes into this show and you haven't talked about all the child porn you have.
No, stop.
Don't put He's like, I'm too high to properly refute these claims.
Don't put that on me.
If I recall, there was a few episodes ago where
Patrick,
I claimed that we all had child porn, and I think Will had the most.
Patrick, I'm just gonna deadpan this. Just cut this out. I'm not interacting. I'm not even gonna let the joke slide. I'm just gonna talk to the editor directly.
Okay, Patrick, cut up Will's stuff until he says, "I have child porn."
Don't do it.
Just cut his voice.
I'm too
up.
high to watch what I say. Don't do that. You're taking advantage of a mentally retarded man.
Yeah.
No.
That's
There's
what this
a big
podcast has
difference
been
there.
from the beginning. Let's be
Getting
honest.
drunk and running someone over is not the same thing as being retarded. You chose to drink and then you chose to drive. Your actions that you started off sober when you started choosing.
I'm not in control of the editing.
You were in control of how high you were before you came in here to start recording, though.
That is not fair.
Why have you been
How
so
is that
high
not
when we
fair?
started recording, Will? Is it the
Because
stage
you guys
fright
had 2
again?
hours to get here.
What the fuck are you talking about? We gave it a time.
Yeah.
If you show
If
up
anything,
2
we were
hours before
30
the time
minutes
we
early.
agreed on, then that's kind of on you, isn't it?
You're right. I should have just been like, no, 4:30.
How are you doing with the stage fright, Will? Let's cut the shit. Like, has the child porn helped? Or like, is it making it worse? Because I know that was like what you said. You told me that you were getting high on the podcast because you were nervous of having stage fright. But Eric recommended child porn, and then it. I just want to know if the therapy's helping at all.
Well, cover up my swastika tattoos with long sleeves. Call me a Minecraft YouTuber. Holy.
Well, call me Dr. Disrespect.
Patrick just says the most terrible, villainous things about us sometimes.
It's
does.
There's nothing else
Why do
funny
we
about
do
this show.
Why do we do this?
Trying to say stuff back to Patrick is like trying to call a white person cracker. It just has no sting.
Did you
He
see
doesn't
that Dr.
care.
Disrespect?
You can't say bad
like
things
his
about
entire,
Patrick.
he was playing
doesn't care.
Deadlock and his entire team left.
I did see that. What the fuck was that? Why? Poor guy.
Apparently, why poor guy? He's a pedophile.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well then. And then never mind, I guess. I thought he was just some streamer. I thought he was just like a guy.
He is.
He got caught like trying to talk to like a 14-year-old or something.
I thought that came out that wasn't real or something.
No, it wasn't real.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
The Twitch staff said it was real.
Patrick, cut out where you said poor guy.
Hey, if you're gonna cut that out, you better cut out all of what was just said.
Yeah.
Leave them both.
I just legitimately thought that like he got like framed or something, and then like everybody like left his thing, and then it was like posted to be like, look at Disrespect, he can't even stream with people anymore. People feel bad for him or something.
No, you got the Twitch, like he said it wasn't real.
Yeah.
But then like it basically like the next day the Twitch staff came out and was like, no,
cry into your swastika tattoos on the palms of your hands.
It's real.
Yeah. Is he what is he famous for? I thought he was
Just
the guy
being
that did
disrespectful.
Is he?
Like, I mean, he's like your like
Dr. Disrespect.
just imagine an average COD player, and then he's like the stereotype of that.
With a big, like, quote unquote charismatic streamer kind of personality.
It's weird because in my head, when I hear Dr. Disrespect, I immediately think of Mr. Disrespectful, which is like it was like a rapper. He's dead, but his accolades when he was alive, and he died like 2 weeks ago. Yes, he died like 2 weeks ago,
like
and some of his antics were
to
shit
his
like
game, giving the police officer's lip. He's gonna taste dirt.
He was proud that he had like fucked up his neighborhood so much that people stayed inside. He dug up the grave of one of his like ops.
Speaking of being such a hater, did you
Wow.
see who got signed for the Super Bowl halftime show?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mhm.
I kind of hate his
And
music.
Diddy got arrested like yesterday.
Bro is about to call Drake a pedophile live to like 60 million people.
Has anyone here ever listened to a Drake song?
I don't.
I think
really
I've heard,
listen
like,
to a
one
lot
or
of hip
two.
hop, to be honest.
Really? What is a Drake song I would know? I'm a
God.
white man. I should know all of Drake's catalog. However, I don't somehow. Now,
Like
Kendrick
most white
Lamar.
men.
What?
Like most white men.
Yeah. Now Kanye West. He said a few things that I agree with. Now I understand it. I understand him, and I know his catalog by heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kendrick Lamar should start talking more about politics. Or no, Drake. Excuse me.
Maybe on something like the Alex Jones show or
Something like
somewhere
that.
where
Yeah.
you know people aren't stifled.
I'm of the opinion that Kanye West did that to like get out of
do
a
you
contract.
know For All the Dogs?
I do not. If you just Google what is Drake's
know
most
Who Let
famous
the
song,
Do you know
out.
Scary Hours 2?
no.
Nope.
Do you know Take Care?
No.
This is a-
I'm literally looking this up. I want to know what Drake's number. It is No Guidance is his most famous song, and then Wait for You and Life is Good. I don't understand the appeal of Drake. I've listened to his music before, but his music was really boring. It's like it's just like sad boy R&B. And to be honest, that was always, I love music. R&B though fucking blows. R&B is such like a,
Like it really just depends on who you're talking about, what your mood is.
I think
and-
Kendrick is actually
you know.
pretty good.
I hate the way his voice sounds.
Isn't fuck, what's his name? Tyler the Creator R&B?
No, he's just
Yeah.
rap. Just regular
I
rap.
thought rap was R&B.
No, rhythm and blues is R&B. So like
I mean, it's all kind
Kiss
of like
from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I think about the stranger it feels, yeah. That's R&B. Like
that R&B.
yeah, that's yes.
Sure.
That is like yeah, that's like quintessential
He
R&B.
sounded like Hinder there, didn't he?
No, that's fucking Kiss from a Rose by Seal
Do
on
Kiss,
the Batman.
do Kiss from an Angel.
Really good to hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet coming from the lips of an angel.
I feel like cringing.
Hearing your voice, it makes me weep.
It's not your voice.
And
It's just every time I hear Lips of an Angel now, I feel like cringing.
Dude, me forever. That was me and one of my first girlfriend's song. And
Nice.
that relationship was me being in a relationship with her while she was cheating on my best friend with me.
I had a Boys to Men CD when like 97 or so.
Yeah, and you had a Buds to Mouth CD.
Yeah. As we were talking about in the last episode, I had to go. You kids don't understand. You had to go out of your way to find your pornography at the time. If ass to mouth was what you could find, that was what you got.
One topic,
Okay.
and then we've got to end the show, and we're going to end the show by singing Lips of an Angel together, okay?
I don't know the lyrics to Lips of an Angel.
All right.
Just
How
heard
about
it.
Hero from the Spider-Man soundtrack? Nickelback?
Yeah, I think I can probably go with
Okay.
that.
All right. One topic before we get into that. Does it break your immersion and make you like turn it off if during porn women take the penis out of the butt and then put it in their mouth?
No.
I think it depends.
What immersion are they breaking?
Okay, so
There's no way
sometimes-
they're enjoying that.
I think here's
Oh,
actually
no, because I don't.
it's
see
suspension
it.
of disbelief here. It depends. I would say in animated porn, unless that's the kink, generally no,
Yeah.
because it's easier to fake it. You know,
Of
and
course.
in live action porn, it's kind of 50-50 because I don't look that up directly.
No, it
but
just happens
You know,
sometimes.
you scroll past the front page and you're like, that looks kind of hot.
Yeah.
And you click on it, and then in the middle of the video, they go ass to mouth at some point. And
Ass to
then,
mouth
like,
is fine by me somehow, but like if a dude is fucking a chick in the ass while another girl watches, and then she pulls the dick out and puts the dick in her mouth, I'm like, that has to actually legitimately taste like shit.
I
It
mean,
must.
Yeah.
And then she's just
Not a lot
going
of
at
getting
it
around
like,
it.
Ah, you can clean your ass.
sure, you
They
can, but
I mean, a lot of times they
Jesus.
douche their ass out a little bit beforehand.
I've cleaned
but,
my
like,
ass before. It still
You can
smells
only
like
get
shit.
so much ass flavor out
and
of
you
an
didn't
ass.
clean your ass.
If you get that thing perfectly clean, dude, that's like a serious medical issue. There's a lot of bacteria that's supposed to be there. Douching
know
in
what
general is actually not really
I don't know
suggested
what
anymore
perfectly
outside of
clean means,
specific.
but I don't think your ass is going to smell like ass if you just put some shampoo on it.
If you put shampoo, do not put
Don't
shampoo
put shampoo
in
in
your
Body
ass,
wash,
please,
whatever.
Jesus.
Okay, I was
Not
like, I was
that
like,
either. Nope.
Have
Nope.
you,
Douche is not just like normal soap up your ass, dude.
You ever done that
That's-
Once
thing where you
again,
put a little bit of shampoo
I'm
on
not
your
talking about
dick?
douching. I don't know why you
Don't
want to
use
shove.
soapy water.
I don't know why
either.
you want to shove stuff up your ass. Just wipe your ass.
Okay, so you
It
expect
never
that
gets
the
it in
ass
one wipe.
smell stops at the rim of the butthole, not the entire tube.
Yeah,
that
you
has
don't think
the poop
the
in it.
colon is what makes the
It's-
smell?
I don't think it's as big of a problem.
is your
as you're making
penis
it out
not
to
big
be.
enough to pass through the like area there?
How awful
I'm not-
was
I'm
it
not
as a
using my
child?
penis to clean my ass. I'm sorry.
No, but you-
it's just not long enough.
If you open it up, I'm sure that there's more poo smell on the inside. In fact, I can go ahead and guarantee that to you. I don't know how many times you've porked in the booty, but I believe both me and Patrick can say, no, it smells like ass all the way up to your...
I just don't think it's as big of an issue.
I mean, the weird, like, how many times as a child did you guys jack off in the shower and be like, oh, I could use a little bit of that conditioner, you know, get us a little bit of lubrication. And then, like, immediately after it burns like shit because you got it all in your fucking urethra.
I don't know. Cause
No,
like,
I've never used conditioner.
Neither of you?
I like using conditioner. It feels
Okay.
soft. It's nice.
Yeah, but then, like, it burns, like, on, if you,
I
like,
don't get in my urethra either. I don't know what you're talking about.
how do you avoid that?
I don't
It's
know.
all over the fucking place.
So, like, I found out quickly that, like, the body soaps and the like are not super good for that because
Yeah.
it'll, like, dry it out, like, really
Yeah,
quickly.
body soaps
absolutely.
are not.
Liquidy, like, hand lotion generally also gets
Conditioner's
rinsed
like-
off too quickly in the shower. What you need to do is get something petroleum-based, like Vaseline, because it stays on there and continues lubricating even though you're getting
Don't
rinsed
listen to
off by the
him. What you're
water.
going to want to do is get some Germex,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to want to pour that down the urethra.
Oh, yeah, that's what they do at Ghost Club to that guy
hold,
that we
hold
bring.
open, like, kind of wedge a straw in there. Get it, like, maybe a good inch in.
Not the people from Tremont, the other people that, like, they bring
Oh,
too.
cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool,
yeah.
Yeah, they love that. They ask for it specifically.
Are you guys ready to sing Hero by Nickelback?
Of course.
All right. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. Lord, but heaven, no heaven, don't hear me. They say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of the eagles and watch as they all fly away. Someone told me love would all save us. Well, how can that be? Look what love gave us. A world full of killing and blood spilling. That world never came. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of the eagles and watch as they all fly away. Yeah. Yeah.